This week on Headhunter Chronicles.
It's all about Oklahoma. It's hard to imagine 31 years ago this is where my bow hunting passion started. I was only 8 years old when my uncle gave me a recurve bow and some Kmart arrows. He told me I could run all over the woods and shoot all the small game I wanted. One day I was out there messing around and came across a doe and I felt like everything was perfect. I shot her right in the leg. I came home bragging to my dad and he scolded me a little bit, telling me you don't shoot deer with these kind of arrows. You've got to have a lot of practice and you got to have broadheads. So from that point on, I started practicing as much as I could, and that just really drove my passion. So 31 years later, I'm back here in Oklahoma, itching to kill a big buck. We've got way better equipment and way more hunting knowledge. Let's go shoot our bow real quick, make sure we're on, and we're gonna get in the stand for the evening's hunt.
This week, Jason is hunting on Addison Ranch with owner Brett Addison in south central Oklahoma.
Wind is starting to pick up. They said the storm's going to come in a couple of days and that it was going to be windy the next few days, but I think that could probably help us out, being we'll know the direction of the wind it'll be pretty consistent. I'm going to shoot one more time. It's a little bit windy, but it shouldn't be too bad have to worry about it in the woods with any arrow deflection. Going left or right. Perfect. We're spot on. Let's go get in the stand. The wind's blowing pretty good. We got a good wind coming out of the south. We got a front coming in, so it's supposed to get really, really windy on Saturday, so hopefully we can get it done. It's post-rut here in Oklahoma. I just put some code blue out on a pretty good-looking trail. Got tracks going up and down it both ways, so I'm not really sure what these deer are doing, which way they're coming and going, but I know they're winding down now with the rut being over, so they should be getting back on their feeding pattern and trying to recover a little bit. So hopefully we can catch one in here. I know we've got some oaks in here with acorns on it, so let's get settled in for this evening's hunt. We had looked like at first I thought it was just a big old 4-point and with eye guards, but he's got some splits out on the end of his main beam there to make him an 8. Heavy chocolate horn buck. Little bitty kicker off the side of his G2. But he was just kind of cruising through there a little bit. working his way somewhere. Who knows where he was headed? It looked like an older deer, and he had a little bit of a limp, so coming out of the rut, I'm sure he's banged up.
The only buck that comes within bow range on the first evening is off limits, because Brett wants to let each buck reach maturity. However, Jason still has a few days left to hunt in Oklahoma. Headhunter Chronicles is brought to you by Zeiss. We make it visible. Epic Broadheads, performance, penetration, and a payday for your taxidermist. Elite Archery, respect the game. Outdoor Edge. Mossy Oak, it's not a passion, it's an obsession. Scott Archery, everyone's #1. CVA, it's just a better gun. This segment is brought to you by Epic Broadheads, performance, penetration, and a payday for your taxidermist. The storm clouds rolled in overnight and forced Jason to move locations due to wind direction. Now he's just hoping to stay dry.
We'll be lucky in here. This is gonna be a tough setup. I mean, we just got set up in this cedar tree. We've got one little window of opportunity. He's gonna cruise back and forth in here. There's some timber on a ridge over here, and there's timber behind us, so who knows where these deer are gonna be traveling from. And just looks like some big clearings. As it gets daylight, we've got clearings all out in front of us out here. A few pecan trees around, so it's not gonna be a very visual hunt, but it'll be a good hunt. There's a buck right here. That's a big buck right there, holy cow. By the time I ever had a shot, I thought he was gonna clear out this way. And I put it right on him, and it was a freaking loud swack. I think I must have hit that bone on the other side because it just hammered him. Definitely a big buck. They had seen this buck last year, and I guess his main beam came out flat, so they had nicknamed a deer in here called Sword, and we'll find out if this is Sword or not. There's supposed to be 3 inches of rain starting tomorrow for Saturday and Sunday, and I think that would have shut us down. We fly on Monday afternoon, so it was either get it done today or come sit and keep our fingers crossed that we didn't get soaking wet. And not that it matters to us, but it makes tough on the camera. I saw it. He's standing right here. The nocturnal only went just for a second, so I think the arrow must have pushed out of him. Here it is, glowing right here. Snapped it right in half. That's what happened is I hit that other shoulder. It was a super loud swack. I mean, it just hammered him. And then when he ran, I saw the lighted knock go a little bit and then fall out of him. So I was wondering what happened. I thought he pushed the whole air out of him, but he just pushed the other half out. So I heard him crashing right over here. I mean, we've got blood right here where right where we shot him. I mean, a couple feet, it's already taken off here. So I'm not too worried about finding him. There he is right there. That's for sure my biggest whitetail. I've shot whitetails all over Texas, and I'm gonna say this guy's definitely gonna be the biggest one. Whew. I was just getting nervous. Holy cow, now I know why they called him Sword. I guess last year his main beams came out flat. This is an old buck too. 31 years later, I'm back in the state where I started my passion to bow hunt. I never imagined I was gonna kill a buck this big.
You're such a sandbagger. I knew you saw more than an 8, split 8. That's great.
It's a good looking buck, huh?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thanks.
Congrats.
Oh, it's an awesome deer.
He looks great.
That's the one you've been seeing with all the kickers, huh?
Yep, it is. He's nice. Looks like you put a good shot on him.
Yeah, no, everything worked out perfect. Went about 75 yards or so.
Good.
He came just like you said, you know, just working that trail right there.
Yep.
Just came down the trail and stopped there for a minute, and we put an arrow in him.
Love it when the plan comes together. Cool.
30 years after his first bow hunting experience, Jason is finally taking his big buck back to camp. Things may have changed since then, but chasing whitetails in Oklahoma will always be a part of Jason. On the third day, the rain is falling and keeps the guys stuck at camp.
Yeah, we knew the storm was coming in and it rained all night, so we made the decision to sleep in. We're just gonna hang out at the lodge here for a little while, maybe run into town and try out McGee's catfish. It's supposed to be world famous. And hopefully it clears up this evening, but we're gonna hunt this evening, rain or shine.
World famous McGee restaurant.
This
catfish.
is it? On the banks of the Red River?
This is it, banks of the Red. You guys all done?
Pretty good catfish, huh?
Good catfish. You ready to go give it a shot and try and get that buck?
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna clear up, huh?
I think it's getting that way. I think if we're gonna do it, we need to go now.
All right.
Let's do it.
Since Jason is the last hunter in camp and still has a tag to fill, Brett tells Jason he has one more stand location with a buck that's been hard to kill.
There's a big difference in the temperature. They were talking about the temperature drop before that storm came. There's a good temperature drop in here now. But now we don't go home till Monday night, so sitting around camp wondering what we were gonna do, and Brett says, "You're hunting over." And gave us the green light to slip back in here and hunt that big 10 point that, you know, he'd been seeing on trail cams. They said he's, you know, not a super wide buck, but he's got some big tall tines on him, so I'm pretty excited to get back after him. Wind is totally switched from the stand that we were sitting in before. Now we're closer to a big right-of-way that they rifle hunt on. We've got some feeders up above us, probably 100 yards up above us. So we just kind of stashed in here in these woods off this little right-of-way here. We need to get settled in and not make any movement here. It's this deer's pretty fussy, so we'll see what happens. Oh, he's right here. He's right here. It's a wide glide. That's that same buck we've been seeing. Same 8-pointer. I wish I had the green light on him. He just got in stand.
right, he's coming around that other cedar. He's in that cedar right now.
Headhunter Chronicles is brought to you by Zeiss. We make it visible. Epic Broadheads, performance, penetration, and a payday for your taxidermist. Elite Archery, respect the game. Outdoor Edge. Mossy Oak, it's not a passion, it's an obsession. Scott Archery, everyone's number one. CVA, it's just a better gun. Closed captioning is brought to you by Can Cooker. Cater to your crowd.
That's right, he's coming around that other cedar. He's in that cedar right now.
That deer knew something was up. He would just not, he never would even turn. He just stayed right there staring at us. Holy cow, I'm freezing. As soon as I saw that split on his G2s are split, he's got a split eye guard. I knew that was the buck that we've been looking for the last 3 or 4 days. And as soon as I barely caught a glimpse of him a minute ago, he was back out in there. And then I thought we were done. I just figured the way the wind's swirling in here with this storm, that he wasn't going to come. Then all of a sudden he just came in right through here and he was bristled up a little bit and he came in with those other young bucks, started feeding. He hit that corn right away. Yeah, he's kind of been a little slick guy there. He hasn't been coming to the feeder, and quite a few rifle guys have been after him and he just never has. He'll just come out, check the pie stand. If somebody's there, he's gone. So he's been a tough deer for these guys, and we finally pulled it off. From talking to Brett, I'm the last hunter of the season, so worked out perfect. Perfect little setup. I mean, they came in here and we cut us a little shooting lane in here. We got stands up in there. They look like they stick out with a sore thumb right there, but we've got backdrop all through there. Put our umbrella up and we weathered it out, man. We weathered the storm. Now we've got back straps. Let's go find them. Well, let me see if I can find this arrow. I thought I seen it go. It blew right through him. He was standing right here. Here it is right here. Look at that. Just never seems to fail, man. These epic broadheads are just killer. Blew right through him. I mean, we got stuff all over him. That's going to be lungs right there, probably the back side of his heart, or the top side of his heart, actually. Through his lungs. It was a touch high, but the shooting downhill, I'm not worried about it at all. I got antler and I got white belly right there in that thorn bush. No more blood trail. He left plenty of blood to follow. Hey man, look at that buck. Wow. And to be honest with you, I was actually a touch worried. It looked high going in there, but thank God for tree stands and being elevated, shooting down at him. cool deer right there. I thought he was split more back here. I thought he had double splits, but he's tried it there. But man, those eye guards are, that is crazy how they've just come in there and both the eye guards are split like that. Got to really appreciate it when a plan comes together. You know, it takes a lot of work to travel around and do this. You know, it's not like we're hunting in our backyard where we can have tree stands and always out scouting. And that's why you depend on outfitters, you depend on landowners. I just got to tell everybody thanks. Thanks for letting us hunt. I can only imagine what this country has to offer.
When Jason booked this hunt with Addison Ranch, he had no idea he was going to be leaving with 2 great Oklahoma bucks.